draft. So we wanted to do trades, but trades are pretty complicated. We're gonna try to pull some trades off. Just thinking at them, we're gonna be like the GMs of these teams, thinking of what they would do with these picks. A lot of these teams which are going to trade back, are going to trade up, to try to build these teams. So it's going to be pretty interesting.
I do think there'll be a lot of movement this year. I think
Yeah,
a lot of the trades. I think a lot of the trades aren't really like out in the open and stuff. But I think a lot of people will move around this year. I think this year's a lot of like you go for your guy kind of thing. You're really not going to wait for him. Um, I think there'll be a lot of movement. Obviously, with the first pick, I think with the Bears trading down once, I could see them trading down two or three times.
yeah, it's possible,
Going from
but
one to two, two to four. You know what I mean? Just keep going.
very possible for the Bears to trade a couple of times. But I'm just trying to keep it most realistic. We don't want to get too crazy like that because then
100%. No,
we would definitely
I,
lose track of who
I
got what
got you. I
picks.
got you. I
So
got
how
you. I
we gonna
got
do
you.
this is I got 1, 5, and 9, and then Max has two.
You skipped three, by the way. You
Oh
had
yeah,
seven.
1, 3, 5, 9. Max got
Seven?
two. Bro, I said
One,
one.
three, five, seven, nine.
Oh yeah, you're right. Whatever. I got eyes. He got even, bro.
Two, four, six, eight, 10.
Math was never my strong suit. I'm not gonna lie. I hate math. But anyway, so I'm gonna start off. I got the first pick. So the first pick in the 2023 NFL mock draft, I'm gonna trade this pick to 4 with Indianapolis. And so since Max has 4, um, I'll let
I'll be
him.
taking one.
Yeah, you'll be taking 1. So if you wanted to go ahead and pick
So,
first, you can go ahead, Max.
all right. So, with the first overall pick, obviously, I'm going to go quarterback because I'm not going to say it quick. I'm going to have a quick little thing. For me, I think I'll be pretty basic. I like Bryce Young. I like Bryce Young. I don't like Will Levis. I don't think I'm not high on Will Levis at all. I'm not even CJ Stroud's. I don't even know. CJ Stroud's all right, but I am slowly starting to believe in this Anthony Richardson hype. For him to go one, I think would be crazy. But
Outrageous,
I was
actually.
kind of I wouldn't say that I was like a complete hater of him or a doubter, but I just never had his name in the conversation, and I'm starting to get a little convinced. But I will with the first overall pick, the Indianapolis Colts will select Bryce Young.
I mean,
How
I'm
are
not
you
gonna.
thinking?
It's not too much blowback on that. First of all,
No, I think would could you see anybody else but Bryce Young win one?
I can see CJ Stroud going 1 depending on what team gets the first pick. If it's Indianapolis, I could definitely see.
Who do you like
I,
more? Who do you like more as a quarterback?
I'm a Bryce Young guy. Well, I'm not a Bryce Young guy, but I'm a Bryce Young guy because I'm an Alabama guy. I just because I don't want to hear no.
Whoa, that
See, I
no,
didn't.
that's
I
new.
didn't see.
That's new. You're
That's exactly what I
Kentucky
did not say.
basketball, Alabama
That's
football.
yes, it is
That's
Kentucky. First of
wild.
all, let me say this about
Oh
Kentucky:
my,
they have
that's
not won a
disgusting.
championship in so long, so I don't want to hear I'm
That's
bandwagoning.
fine. When we're growing up, that's the yeah, that's wild. You are crazy for
Anyways,
that. You are crazy for
yeah,
that.
that's why I didn't want to say anything because just for
You
y'all
are
reason in the
crazy for
chat.
that.
But yes, I'm an Alabama person. Like I love Alabama players, quarterbacks, all that. So I love Bryce Young. First of all, I'm watching him this season. He's very elusive in the pocket. He has he don't have a big arm, but he's very accurate. The thing about him that makes him special is like the thing about him that makes him the best quarterback in his draft class is his ability to escape out the pocket and create plays outside the pocket. But his frame and size and all of that is very concerning for me. It's
Yes,
very
but at the
concerning.
same time, the same issue is happening with Kyler Murray. I get it.
No,
Some
that's
people don't
different
love
though.
Kyler Murray.
That's
I
different
get it.
though. And Kyler Murray
Why?
keeps. First of all, Kyler Murray is stockier. He's bigger than Bryce Young.
You're
Like
saying because Bryce Young's like he's just skinny.
he's 30 pounds bigger than Bryce Young. Like he's 215. Bryce Young's about 185. And
And you're
then
just scared of him getting beat up in the
yes,
pocket.
he looks miniature, bro. Every time I see a video of him, I
I
get
agree. He
scared.
does look short. He does look
And
short. But
also
at the same time,
when
we
Kyler
can't
Murray
give
keeps
we.
getting injured, Max, like he does keep getting
It's
injured.
because they're it, okay. It's because their O line's terrible at the same time. Their O line sucks.
And while the Colts had the highest pay O line, the O line wasn't that good this year. Like it hasn't been. Like so it's like Matt Ryan was under duress the whole entire season. So I'm scared for him to get hurt. But as far as like if he can stay healthy, his talent is through the roof. So I think he probably has the highest potential besides like Anthony
I
Richardson.
agree. He has a great football mind. You know what I mean. Like he makes the right football play. In some of those games, like he kept Alabama in the game by himself. Like he was,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He's probably a floor raiser in the NFL. But and also like what I want to say about Bryce Young is what do I want to say about Bryce Young? Oh, he played the hardest defenses.
Yeah, he's playing the
And
SEC.
yeah, he
Yeah,
played the hardest defenses in college football.
good
One,
competition.
two, his second year in the first of all he won a Heisman his first year starting. And his second year his receiver talent dropped tremendously when Mechie and Jameson Williams left, and he still produced a very good season. I think he had like a 90.8 PFF grade. So very high on Bryce Young. I got no blowback on that pick.
Are
Um,
you a hater of Will Levis as well? And do you like Will Levis?
Will Levis. I'll get to Will Levis when we get to him. I'll talk about Will Levis when we get to him.
Fine. All right,
But
hop in number
you
two.
take him. Yeah, you number two.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that. All
Yeah,
right, so that's tough then for me. I didn't even think about it like that.
you're Houston.
So yeah, I know, I get it. So with the number two overall pick, the Houston Texans. mm, with the number two overall pick, the Houston Texans select Will Anderson Jr. out of Alabama. We're doing Alabama 1-2. Um, I think Houston
Why
looks
didn't
at the
they go
quarterback pool.
Why didn't they go
I think they
quarterback?
look at the I think they look at the
CJ
quarterback
Stroud.
pool. I think they look at the quarterback pool. They wanted Bryce Young. Indianapolis beat him to the punch. They know they're not going to be great this year, so they are tanking for Caleb Williams next year.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
They're going for
That's
the
actually not a
Caleb
bad idea.
Williams and Drake May.
Yeah,
No,
that's not a bad idea, Max.
maybe one of the quarterbacks wowed them. They got to pick at 12 though. Maybe they think when they fall to 12, so you take a generational defensive prospect.
None of them are falling in 12. Now, I think
Who?
people
I'm
will
sorry.
think no, he's not.
Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, Bryce Young, and C.J. Stroud all go top 10.
Yes,
Hmm. I
yes.
don't know. Well, maybe they try and
There's some
maybe
very
they try
QB
and trade
needy.
up. Maybe they try and trade up. I think someone falls out of the top 10. I think someone falls out of
But
the top 10.
this is my thinking, Max. So if you don't go QB right here, you can go QB right here at two, right? Say you want CJ Stroud, you can get this class is very good with defenders with DNs. Like the drop off is substantial probably from Will Anderson to anyone else in the draft besides Carter and maybe
Hear, hear me out though. Hear me out though. Hear me out though. So you're looking at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? 11. Fine. Uh, three would be Arizona. They're not going quarterback. Four would be Chicago. They're not going quarterback. Five is Seattle. As it stands, they're not going quarterback.
they might
Six
though,
is De-
but they might.
Six is Detroit. They would probably not. I know we'll talk about it. I don't think they would go quarterback.
Las Vegas is
Vegas,
going quarterback.
I think they'll look for an experienced quarterback. I think they'll be in the pool for Aaron Rodgers. I think they'll be in the pool for Rodgers or some sort of experienced quarterback who's played before. Because I don't think they want to throw Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs, the rookie quarterback, right now. I don't. Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to hop in for the Lamar sweepstakes. I don't think they go quarterback. Carolina could go quarterback. Philadelphia is not going quarterback. Tennessee, I could see them going quarterback. So you got a couple teams in there. There could be trades. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of trades that could happen this year. But if Cleveland waits it out and let's say 3, 4, 5, 6 all roll by, no quarterbacks are taken. They're sitting at 12 saying, okay, there's 6 picks and 3 quarterbacks are going to be taken in the 6 picks. Maybe, but maybe they'll have to flip up a spot or two to go try and grab one of their guys.
But then
So
you have
I
to
think at two, I'm just saying, I think at two, Will Anderson and Jalen Carter are here. I think they are the top guys,
yeah
right? They are the top two defensive prospects in the draft. I think everybody's quarterback draft board looks differently. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think everybody's quarterback draft board looks differently. So I get it. It's like you pick your guy, you get your guy, no matter what it takes. But I think everybody has Jalen Carter and Will Anderson on this level versus the quarterbacks are kind of all staggered. Like I get it. You're saying there's a drop off, but I think that drop off is I'm not going to say super steep, but it's pretty significant to where you would want Jalen Carter and Will Anderson significantly more than you would want Brian Bracey, Miles Murphy. You know what I mean? Like all those guys coming up next. So I think at two, you pick your value there. If the quarterback doesn't fall to you, that's fine. You don't really need to win anyways. You can wait for Caleb Williams or Drake May next year.
No, I actually haven't thought about it like that. So I think I appreciate you thinking about it like that, Max. That's a very unique way of thinking about it. I think about it like that. They can definitely tank again next year, but I don't know if D'Amico Ryans will want to do that this year. He wants to keep his job. Um,
I think
and,
this year is like you just try and build a locker room. You know what I mean?
okay,
Like D'Amico Ryans is a player's coach, right? I think the guys I mean, he played for the Texans for a while, right? Like he knows the organization. Like players know him. I think he's going to try and build a culture, winning or losing, like what Dan Campbell did. You know what I mean? First couple of years in Detroit, they didn't win many games, but he won the team. You know what I mean? The team
yeah,
loved him. The city loved him. Like he won the team. And this year, when they started playing bad, it gets to like, oh, is it enough? You know what I mean? Like he's a great guy, great whatever, but he's a great coach, and then he's able to turn it around. So I
I
think I get it. If you can win, that's great. But I think he's got to build a locker room first, and then you start trying to take that next step.
So yeah, Will Anderson is definitely a great pick at a two, but I think they can probably get quarterback at two and then get another defender at 12 because the
Who would
Dean
you
will
go
be
to?
there.
Who? I feel like we'll figure out later. Who would you go to?
Two for
Yeah.
me, it would be CJ Stroud.
Okay.
Definitely. So I have the third pick. So with the third pick in the mock draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Jalen Carter for obvious reasons. Jalen Carter is arguably the best defender in this draft. It's between him and Will Anderson Jr. It's some character issues that came out recently. So I don't know if he'll go this high still. Crazy
Yeah.
situation happened with him and a player that died at Georgia. But he had a 91.8 PFF grade. Very athletic. He's very strong. I think he's like 4, 6'5", 300 pounds. He's a tank. I just think his motor issue. He might have motor issues. But he'll be fine in the league though. I don't know. I think he'll come back. He'll come in instantly and have a lot of impact on whatever team he goes to. He's a beast for sure.
So,
But that's
so we'll talk about this with the next pick. This is a nightmare scenario for the Bears to an extent. I think obviously we'll see what you do if you're going to make a pick or not. But I think I'll be my biased Bears fan because in a perfect world, the Texans do go quarterback, and that leaves us with Jalen Carter, Will Anderson at 4. But um, I do think that if this happens, I see Chicago moving down. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I
There's
definitely think
too much
that.
value. You think you know what I mean? Like you see, you got Richardson, you got Stroud, you got Levis, you got your pick of the 3 quarterbacks. So if some teams got that one of those on their number one, if Carolina loves Anthony Richardson or Will Levis, or if if someone's just trying to move up like immediately, like this could be another one where you just try and stockpile picks for next year. You move down to I don't know how far you're going to move down if we'll even get to that pick. But like if they move down to a lower pick, that's where they go, in my opinion, O line or receiver. But we'll talk about it.
Yeah, so you taking Will Anderson at two really messes up for me at four if I'm the Bears because I don't know what I'm gonna do because you took the quarterback, you didn't take the quarterback, and you took Will Anderson. So I hoped we'll get Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, but there's a very good option as well. Four is a little high for him because in most mock drafts I've looked at, he's going around 8 through 10. But with the fourth overall pick, the Bears are selecting Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. He's a beast, bro. But the only concern with him is like I don't know. He's very good in like running situations. Very good in passing situations, but if he doesn't beat the defender in that initial first couple moves, then it's hard for him to get to the outside because I don't think he's that fast. He's six
Is
six.
it he give up on the play, or just saying he
No,
doesn't
no,
hustle
no,
back for it?
no. I'm not saying he gives us on the play. I think he fights through on a lot of his plays, but he's 6'6", 300. So he's fast for his size, but at the end of the day, he's not that fast. So I think quarterbacks that are elusive will be able to get away from him a lot of the time. So that's my only concern with him. I think he's an athletic freak. I think he's very good stopping the run as well. Transfer over from Texas A&M to Texas Tech. So I have to take him at four because of the situation.
So you had one trade. I know we didn't talk about it, but with how the board fell, this is where I'll give you my one trade. Uh oh, it's
Oh,
your
I have
pick.
five. Yeah, I have five too.
It is 5.
Um,
Never mind. Dang.
yeah, I have
Okay.
five. And by the way, just
I
for
tweaked.
clarification purposes, if I was the Bears, I'll probably try to get like Michael Pittman and probably a second this year and a first next year. I'm trading number one pick. That's probably what I would do. Try to get as much as I can for that number one pick. I'm going to trade it one time.
Yep.
But at five, we are the Seahawks. Now the Seahawks is definitely one of the most interesting situations because you got Geno Smith, balled out this year, arguably a top 10 quarterback this year. But I think here you have to go quarterback, uh,
Mm.
because this is another team that I don't think is going to be that bad next year to go get a Caleb Williams, to go get a Drake May. And Geno Smith, while he can help you in the short term, he's only like 32, 33. Maybe I don't know how old he is. I think he's like from 32 to 34, that age range. he's not your quarterback of the future, is what I'm saying. So I think any quarterback that's right here can learn a lot from Geno. Geno is one of, I mean, he was a journeyman before he come to the Seahawks. He's learned a lot. He sat around behind Russell Wilson. He can teach any quarterback how to grow, how to develop, how to be a professional. I think so I would love to learn from Geno Smith if I was a quarterback coming into this draft. And so I don't think CJ Stroud is off the board yet. And
Nope.
for me, CJ Stroud is arguably could be argued as the best quarterback in this draft. In the pocket, he's the best pocket passer in this draft. Like he has a sizable arm, not the biggest arm, but he can make every single throw inside the pocket. He's very accurate. And the only knock on him is that he wasn't able to extend plays when that pocket wasn't clean. And that's why in the NFL sometimes a lot of times the pocket's not clean. So that's the biggest critique on him. But in the game against Georgia, against the best defense in the country, he showed escapability. He showed will and fight. He had them in that game. They arguably should have won that game. The kicker makes a kick, and then Marvin Harrison doesn't go down. He showed his greatest capability. He showed he can run. He has the potential to be athletic in the NFL. He has to take initiative because I saw a lot of plays of him at Ohio State where he had running lanes, but he didn't take them. Or when he took the running lane, he didn't run with like purpose or intent. Like he's run out of bounds after he got a couple yards. He's not a hard runner, is what I want to say. But since somehow he slid down 2-5, I'm going to take CJ Stroud with the 5th overall pick to the Seahawks.
See, that's the thing though. It's not. I feel like it's not somehow because if Houston doesn't take him, and Chicago is not picking one, Arizona's not taking him, and Chicago's not taking him. So the only way he gets picked in top five, if Houston's taking him, is a trade. But I disagree with that pick.
Why?
I don't like the Seahawks going quarterback right now. Trust me, I don't think Geno's the option, but I think that team with how it's built right now, I get it. You have some young pieces, but you have some guy. Jamal Adams isn't getting any younger. Tyler Lockett's not getting any younger. Like if I'm looking at the team, I'm looking at can I make a splash in free agency? Can I go try and grab? I get it. You're going to respect Geno because first of all, this paid him a lot of money. So I guess the cheaper option is to go quarterback. Is to go the cheaper option is to go quarterback through the draft. But I think if I can assess a linebacker or a D lineman right now, my secondary is pretty good last year. Quandre Diggs, Tariq Woolen, like they're pretty good. Jamal Adams
The
obviously got
secondary
hurt,
still needs some work. I'm not gonna lie. It was one of the
but
worst. It was
I
it was
would
one of the worst
I would go
passing
linebacker.
defenses. And that's only because though they have been able to generate enough pressure on the D line. So of
I
course
love that's what I'm saying.
that's
So
what I'm saying.
I would
But
probably go with
you took my two. You mean
that's fine, but he wouldn't they wouldn't drop there anyways. And I get it. I think there's only I mean, you're looking at the big board, like you got Carter, Anderson, Tyree Wilson, Miles Murphy. And then after that, you got quarterbacks and O tackles. You got Christian Gonzalez. I would have gone personally Miles Murphy right there. I think you could add some pressure to the O line, D line. But at the end of the day, it's neither here nor there. So I will be up for the sixth
they
pick.
can get a D lineman or another at 20. They have 22. Yeah, it's your pick though.
22.
They
Yeah,
have 20. They
22.
have 20.
Yeah, I guess I'd try and assess the defensive needs first. Simple with the sixth pick. Uh, with the sixth overall pick, the Detroit Lions will select Devin Witherspoon. I know we talked about this. He's not your number one guy. He's my number one guy. I think he's the best.
It's like a 1A
Watching
one
him play
B.
against Michigan State, huh?
It's like a 1A one B for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I like Christian Gonzalez, but I like Devin
No, he wasn't my
Witherspoon better.
no. Christian Gall was my number 3. I got Joey Porter as my number 1.
I know I like Christian. I'm just saying I like Christian Gonzalez too. But yes, I will go Devin Witherspoon. In a division, I get it. Chicago, they're on the up, I'd say, for receivers, but they don't have a receiver right now. Obviously Green Bay doesn't, but your biggest threat is Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. So if you're playing them twice a year, you're gonna have to shut down Justin Jefferson one way or another. Detroit's biggest issue last year was defense, but they had Blake Martinez, Aiden Hutchinson, both have great seasons. Uh, Jeff Okuda stepped up; he played better last year, but I still think if you can get two lockdown corners and then build off of Blake Martinez, not Blake Martinez. Wow, I can't say his name. Um, oh my gosh, why can't I? Holy cow! Is the entire Hard Knocks things about him? Aiden Hutchinson and Roberto. Why can't I think of his name?
What are you talking about?
They're Blake Martinez. Uh, Detroit star linebacker.
Definitely not Blake Martinez.
Yeah, no, Blake Martinez, Malcolm Rodriguez. I can't think of. Oh my gosh, that's like literally the entire Hard Knocks thing is about him. Yeah, Malcolm Rodriguez had an insane year this year. Um, he was playing very well. Um, especially for a fifth, sixth round pick. Aiden Hutchinson obviously played pretty well. So if I can get Devin Witherspoon to help that out, I think that's the best pick for them at 6. I know we talked about quarterback. I don't think they go quarterback right now. Again, I think they try and go through free agency because their team you could build with it, but I don't like any of the quarterbacks on the board right now. So I'm going with Devin Witherspoon.
Yeah, so I know you said earlier you think Las Vegas is not going to go quarterback. I would disagree with you. Because
I,
even 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 if they get a quarterback in free agency, so let's say Aaron Rodgers, right? First of all, you have to give Aaron Rodgers $50 million, so you don't have much cap space, right? And then he's going to be out of the league in the next 2 or 3 seasons, probably two. So
but if you don't get a good enough quarterback, Devonta Adams is off your team, Josh Jacobs is off your team, and Darren Waller off
listen.
your team.
Let's say Aaron Rodgers goes to the Raiders. They can still draft a young quarterback in this draft. They can still draft a young
But
quarterback
you
in this
have
draft.
bigger issues. Your defense and O line was bad. So if you can get if you're looking at this and you could pick a D lineman or cornerback, if you want to go with Joey Porter right here in a division with Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, you know what I mean? Like there are other options to go around. I think if especially if you are getting Aaron Rodgers, there's no way I would double up on quarterback. The only reason I say that is because if you want Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs to stay on your football team, they don't want to play
Josh
with
Jacobs
a.
is not staying on the football team. He wants a bag, and the Raiders are not giving it to him.
So then that I just think that even more what makes Devontae Adams want to leave the team. You know what I mean?
He said he's staying in Raiders, and he can't just leave the team, bro. Like he's on the
But
contract.
that's the thing. Like it's a worse position than he was in Green Bay.
Well, that's the risk you take when you leave Aaron Rodgers.
The Raiders might be one of the worst teams in football. You know what I mean? Like I just their team was just gonna be it'll be a shit show.
The my
Like
I'm just thinking right now. Do I take Will Levis or do I take Anthony Richardson?
easy pick,
Um,
easy pick, easy pick, easy pick.
mm, oh man. Um,
Look at the other quarterbacks in your division. I want dynamic passers. I want people who could do it on both sides of the football. Patrick Mahomes can use his feet. Justin Herbert doesn't always, but he can actually get out of the pocket. Will Levis just looks like a pocket passer to me. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing.
no, what the
Anthony
heck? No,
Anthony Richardson
he can
can get on his
he
feet
can
and
definitely
go.
run. He can definitely run. He's a power runner. He's a power runner.
Like Josh
Will
Allen.
Levis
I
is
get like
yeah,
Josh
Will
Allen kind of
Levis is
thing.
definitely
But
he's very
at the end
athletic.
of the day, I would rather have, especially against the Broncos defense, which is good. Chris Jones had an insane year. Obviously, I think Chargers have things they have to make, but I will take. I don't know. I think Anthony
Josh
Richardson and that
McDaniel is my coach.
you got to beat. You got to go big or go home in the AFC. There's a lot of players who really need. You know what I mean? Like you got to beat Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, and Justin Herbert. I don't like Will Levis, but I just think that if you're trying
Anthony
to beat him,
Richardson cannot complete passes, bro. Like it's actually bad. Like it's bad. His like his decision making needs work. His accuracy needs work. He has a big arm though. He has the biggest arm in his draft for sure. It's either him or Will Levis. But his running ability, athletic ability is special. Um, his manipulation of
I
defense is
think yeah,
special.
I just think when
So
you look, I think Will
his
Levis is
ceiling
the
is
safe
higher. Is
choice.
definitely higher. His ceiling is definitely
I
higher than
think Will
Anthony Richardson.
Levis is the safe choice. I think that Anthony Richardson is a home run, and in the AFC, I need a home run, especially if I'm the Oakland or Las Vegas Raiders. When I have nothing, I would have Anthony Richardson. But again, that's me.
With the seventh overall pick in the mock draft, I'm going to draft Anthony Richardson from Florida.
Thank you.
Um, oh yeah, Anthony Richardson. I don't know his potential, but I feel like he has to be in the right situation. He shouldn't start his first season. Because he needs time to sit. He should probably stay another year in college to continue to develop. He only had 1 year starting all the games. He split the time last year with another quarterback, but I think he probably should have developed 1 more year, learn the position 1 more year. It seems like he still needs to learn the position, so he needs to. They need to sign a veteran QB that he can learn under and like actually learn how to play football, play the quarterback position. under for a year, and he'll be straight though. His potential is off the charts. My comparison for him, people will say Josh Allen. I see more Cam Newton in him
Wait, you said
than
Will Levis or Anthony Richardson?
Anderson Risner are compared. People compare him to Josh Allen.
I
People
see
compare
I see Levis more as Josh Allen.
people compare any 6'5" quarterback that can run and has a big arm
Fair,
to Josh Allen, and
fair.
I see more Cam Newton. I like that comparison for Anthony Richardson.
I see more Tom Brady. With the
Tom Brady is
eighth
crazy.
with the eighth overall pick, um, with the eighth overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons will select Paris Johnson Jr. I think they're buying into the hype of them getting Lamar Jackson. They're going to build up their old line. They have a receiver. They need a running back. I don't want to draft a running back in the top 10. So I think you're going to get Lamar Jackson, a left tackle to work with. Um, yeah, I'll take Paris Johnson up on the old line.
Did you already take Miles Murphy? Did anyone take him? Because I don't think I did. I definitely didn't.
I
Do
thought you
you?
did.
No. I took Tyree
Huh.
Wilson. That's my point though, because like they don't need O line, bro.
I went Devin. Dang.
They don't need O line.
But yeah, so I was gonna say, can I change my pick? I guess I thought I
Yeah,
went
I
Tyree
mean you can
Wilson.
change
Hey,
it because they definitely don't need O line, Max. They had a good
I
O line this year.
huh?
They had a good O line this year.
I just don't like the defensive option, so I'll go Paris
M-
Johnson.
Miles
Uh,
Murphy though, they need a DN, bro. They need
okay. With
defense.
yeah, I didn't really. I thought we picked him already. Okay. Sorry. With the actual eighth overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons will select Miles Murphy. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I have to fix that
Yeah, really
for
nothing to say.
for the credibility of the podcast.
There's there's really nothing to say there. Um, I didn't know he was on the board. I forgot about him. So yeah, their defense is kind of bad. I think it would be fun to pick Joey Porter or Christian Gonzalez to try and see what that secondary can do with AJ Terrell, but their front seven sucks.
Yeah, front seven is absolutely terrible. Bob Murphy though, I wanted to see a lot more production from him this year. At Clemson, one forced fumble. He only had 6.5 sacks. 40, I think like 41 tackles, something like that. No, 40 tackles. I want to see a lot more production from him. Compared to these other guys on the list. Um, but yeah, I don't want to dwell too much on the 10th, ninth overall pick. So, oh, you had that? Was that 8 or 9?
Uh, eight with Atlanta.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say because I thought I had odds. Um,
Yeah, it's nine. You're nine with
Carolina.
Carolina.
This is where I'm taking CJ. This is where I'm taking Will Levis. This is a great spot for him.
I was so
This is a great.
when I
This
was
is a
at
great
four with
spot.
when I thought I had five with Seattle,
Yeah,
right? I wanted to trade with nine with Carolina. I thought that would have
this is a
been
great spot for Will Levis right here, bro.
cash money.
They have they have Frank Wright, and he's a quarterback. He's a quarterback whisperer, and he will be great for Will Levis.
He's a
I don't.
quarterback whisperer.
Yes, yeah, he is. hmm
What are you doing in Indianapolis?
He had terrible quarterbacks. Um, he
Interesting.
he had.
Interesting.
I
Interesting.
mean, he got a decent year from Carson Wentz. I'm not gonna lie. He had supposed to have Andrew Luck, but he didn't. Um, okay. With the ninth overall pick, the Carolina Panthers select Will Levis. Yeah.
Um, 10th overall. To be honest, I think um this is a easy spot to trade down from, but at the same time, it's not because there's so many free agents who are leaving this team. They have
Just
to
take him.
replace some
Just take
things.
the cornerback already, man.
Uh,
The position they're gonna lose most is on cornerback. The Bradbury's probably going.
yeah, you
CD
got
Gardner
Bradbury
Johnson,
gone.
CJ.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, so shut up. Um, I who do I want to take though? Who do I want to take? Who would I like to take? Eli Riggs. No. Yeah. With the 10th overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select
Bro, come on.
with the 10th overall pick, Philadelphia Eagles select Joey Porter Jr. Pick the hometown guy. Pick the Penn State guy.
Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
So you took Devin Witherspoon.
I
Okay.
took Devin Witherspoon at 6, Joey Porter Jr. at 10.
All right,
Christian Gonzalez was
that wraps up our mock draft.